Yes, job people, this is Michael Shamaya representing. I will say, Haile the Lion Voice, saying it is time for the lions and the lionesses to tell their own story. King David killed Goliath with a stone, we original dread.
I'm Nana Farika. The time has come for the lioness to tell her story from her viewpoint and tell the world who Queen Omega is. This is the lion's voice.
We have to get your mind ready. The business as usual, go to work, come home, sit down, watch TV, burn a chalice, burn a spliff, roll up this, that, and you just go through. You have to change that mindset. You have to be forward thinking, especially the Rastafari man. Our role is leadership of the family. So we as the man have to be making those preparations. Even if the queen is, dealing with the practical day to day, taking care of the youth, them, we supposed to have that far eye. And for the sister in them trying without a brethren, then the item have to take that, far eye vision and how you gonna survive if everything quadruple in the grocery store. I recommend agribusiness right now, things that deal with food sovereignty for the Rastafari family. And anything that's outside of the city, we have to invest in industry that not relying in the city, because again, it's a flee from the cities during this dreadful time. This is a warning from Yeshua, who His Majesty point to for I and I to follow as an example. So agribusiness, how are you gonna make money if everything shut down? Can you feed yourself, clothe yourself? All of these things should be in your plan. Is that storage, storing things like toilet paper, soap, toothpaste, dry goods, so that if the grocery store close, you still can feed yourself and get those essential, and you're not breaking the bank. It's a without the mark you cannot buy nor sell. So you imagine the cost of everything is so important, and you have to get a voucher or something for get a eat, for get food, to feed your family. But to get this thing, you have to take this, whatever them want you take, or get this implanted for cut out fraud or whatever they potentially solution that they have. If you don't have food and these things stored, you're at the whims of this global agenda.
Well, Lion Voice, tell them that's the people first choice. Lion Voice, make the lioness them feel nice. Lion Voice, with the lion cubs we sacrifice. Lion Voice, got to show the people them the life. Lion Voice. The second beast was given the power to give breath unto the image of the first beast, so that the image could speak and cause all who refuse to worship the image to be killed. It also forced the people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive the mark on their right hands and in their forehead. Gone down in the new world order, new world order. Have to work harder, have to pray harder. Babylon them coming with them microchip, and them prison cell, that's the new slave ship. New world order, new world order. Have to work harder, have to pray harder. Babylon them coming with them microchip, and them video game, that's the new matrix. It's a new world order. Them start bleaching, diverse doctrine, them start preaching. Angels for the stars they reaching, they're falling, never hear the lion calling. New world order, them fight against the poor. Machine and robot that sweep them floor. Machine and robot that run them stores. So them create disease ones without any cure. The new world order, new world order. Have to work harder, have to pray harder. Babylon them coming with them microchip, and them prison cell, that's the new slave ship. New world order, new world order.
Greetings in that divine name of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie the First. Glory and honor in the name of his chosen queen, Empress Waziri Menen. My name is Kwasi Bansu, aka the DEJAZMATCH Kwasi, aka Ras Kwasi, aka the Reading Ras, aka the Pan-African Happy Man, creative industry attorney. I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm an actionist, and right now I am the host of the Lion's Voice. Welcome to the Lion Voice Network, and welcome to the Lion Voice, where lions, the lionesses, are telling our own story, where we are taking forward the narrative. This is Ras Tafari, independent, non-aligned media, and we are rising. Big up everyone who has been supporting. We just passed 3,000 subscribers. Big up all of the Lion Pride. Big up everyone who was there from we were under 100 subscribers. And I want to big up Ghana. We have a lot of new subscribers in the Lion Pride from out of Ghana. We can see in the analytics, Ghana shot up to the second highest region behind Jamaica. And then USA number 3rd. So big up all of the family in Ghana. We have other regions that are plugging in. Word of mouth, spread the word. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about preparation for the Armageddon. World War III is here, and we've been talking about it on this channel, but we don't want to come across as alarmists, or we just trying to get people in a frenzy, and we don't offer any solutions. We don't talk about it. So a lot of I as Rastafari reasoning is very theoretical, and the preparation for the things that we talk about is not where it should be. And I say this as someone who has been on the front line of the battlefield for over 2 decades, and I would consider myself more prepared than most 90% of brethren, because we have connections in the motherland, we have land in the motherland, we have a refuge in the motherland. Big up Habisha family, the Kazi Institute, off the grid. So, we can see an exit route, but how many of us have made any preparation for the Armageddon? And I came up in the Nyabingi house, where every time we seal up the eyes, we chant about the Armageddon. And it's a topic, I'm going to be honest, it makes a lot of Rastafari family uncomfortable, because, I guess we feel helpless to do anything. But today, we're going to talk about 5 things that ones have to do to prepare, and we're going to go into why it's so important. We open today's episode with a quote from the prophecy, and this came from Yeshua in the book of Luke, when he was uttering prophecy to the disciples. So very crucial, because why? Haile Selassie is the defender of the faith, and he looked to Yeshua as, the example on earth. So as a Ras, we have to go and study what really was Yeshua talking about. And this is one of the prophecies. It talks about when you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, know that the time of destruction is nigh. And, some people will point to 70 AD, the destruction of the temple by Rome. But how I look at that, that was one army. You can look at the Assyrian conquest, the Babylonian. These are one major power coming down and destroying Jerusalem. What we have right now, we have multiple armies arrayed against Israel. As I record this, we are waiting, the entire world is waiting for Iran to strike Israel in retaliation for the assassination attempt in Iran's capital. If you don't know, if you've been under a rock, Israel killed the lead negotiator of the Palestinian movement in Iran's capital, Tehran, right at the inauguration of their president. Big disrespect, demand them, disrespect, demand them. So, I know, because I can't go too in depth on this platform. If you want more geopolitics and prophecy and these things, let I know, and we can do some special videos on the Patreon where we don't have to worry about the censorship and these things. So let I know what the item want. If you want go more in depth, I'm just doing general, and this came up because, again, if this war with Israel and Iran takes place, Iran is in control of something called the Straits of Hormuz, and I want to break that down for the family, because a lot of I and I are not aware of the Straits of Hormuz. I want to just read out some facts about the Straits of Hormuz and then talk about what that means for Rastafari families in the Western Hemisphere in particular. On the continent, I go feel it too, the whole world. But I want to, just because I think a lot of us are in survival mode. We're not even too pre them thing that has been going on from ever since. But there are some different circumstances right now why we need to pay attention and why we need to be in a preparatory posture right now. And again, I'm going to go into 5 things that need to be done, and I can share some of the things that I and I are doing, so that the ones who hear can respond. Who have eyes, let them see. Who have ears, let them hear. A lot of people, I talk to Ras's where just dismiss them thing there, and them I'll go work and go home, and they're, been hearing this from when, and the elders said that from when. To those Ras's, I always hides that the elders were not wrong about the Gideon. If we had started preparing when the elders said the Gideon was coming down, we would be in a great place even right now when that collapsed. And remember, no man know the hour or the minute. So this could be 10 years away. This could be tomorrow. This could happen by the time that this airs. You know what I mean? That's how precarious the situation is. But I want to just talk about the Straits of Hormuz. The Straits of Hormuz is a narrow gateway where a lot of shipping, because you hear Iman always talk about global shipping will collapse and hyperinflation and these things, but I want to get into the details because I think this is one of the roles of Rastafari independent, non-aligned media, is to give a Rastafari perspective on the events of the day. These are one of the things that we want to bring to the table, because these reasonings are not happening with the global family. They may be happening in pockets. And let me just big up the elders that I came up with, elders like Ras Iris, Pa Jack, Mama Faraika, Ras Pidou, Ras Irie Iron, so many elders, Mama Bubbles, you know what I mean? Elders that were here in the Washington DC, and we sit up at their feet and talk about politics and watch the news, and they break down the prophecy, particularly man like Ras Iris, who was encyclopedic mind, break down how the prophecy relate to the book of Daniel, Revelation, these prophecies. So my schooling is like that. So I want to share some of that with the item. You saw Luke 21-22, words of Yeshua, and we'll break down why Jerusalem is surrounded right now in real life by armies, and what that means in terms of I preparation of this global war that is unraveling. And it will unravel. And as I say, I'm not going to go into the details in this episode. If you want to go on Patreon, because I don't want to get a next channel strike and you don't know who run them place here. We have to be very careful. This is why them need to support Rastafari independent media, because even though we're on these platforms, we need to have our own servers, our own version of YouTube and these things where we can deal with what we have to deal with. Big up Rastafari TV, Sister Fanai. This is something that she's been saying from I know the sister. So, but this is a reality, family, that we need to think. But let me go into the Straits of Hormuz. So this is a narrow waterway, and the Straits of Hormuz, 1/5 of all the oil produced on the planet pass through the Straits of Hormuz. So all of the Saudi Arabia, Iran, all of them Gulf state there sail them oil through the Straits of Hormuz. 1/5, 33,000 ships a year, 90 ships per day go out through the Straits of Hormuz. So if that closes down because of a war between Iran and Israel, it becomes too dangerous. Bombing Agwan, all of that oil gets stuck right there. So that means the price of everything skyrocket. 21 million barrels of oil a day, $1 billion per year pass through the Straits of Hormuz. China gets half of its oil imports from the Middle East. So all of that get licked right there. So if this war kicks off, what does that mean? That means that the price of goods manufactured in China is going to raise as the oil, the energy costs rise. And that means that everything in a Walmart, which is made in China outlet, anything in all of these stores where you get in is going to rise. Cost of food production, everything, because of the cost of gasoline to ship into the cities. And this is why when we look at the prophecy, it says, those in Judea flee to the mountains. I mean, give thanks. So we buy land up in the mountain. That's the Bantu family. We bought land in the mountains in Ghana. But we're going to talk about, again, 5 things that everyone should be doing in preparation for what is to come upon the earth. But the cost of everything is going to go up. So just that alone, I'm not talking about you have to run from bombs, and not talk about the breakdown of society, civil war. All of these things can also be residuals, but just inflation and the impact of inflation is going to make it very hard. Remember, there's something named global reset. They want to make it hard for the people, so they have to come in with a solution. This is I'm an opinion. And I mean, based on interpretation of prophecy. Coming over on YouTube, say me have spread misinformation. This is an opinion, YouTube. Okay? Alright. So, for I and I people, as Rastafari people, I want to ensure that I and I are looking at the situation, but also making preparation so we're not just stagnant. So part of the preparation is what we're doing here with Rastafari Independent Non-Aligned Media, because we have to have our own channels to communicate with our global Rastafari and Pan-African families. That means I don't have to wait to go up on a third party to get information. We can use these platforms to say, listen, we're rallying here, we're doing this, that is happening. So Rastafari Independent Non-Aligned Media is key, and we'll talk about that when I get to the 5 things. Because remember, remember, this conflict likely will lead to 2 major things: the shortage of food and the shortage of fuel. So these are 2 key things that impact every family. So this is why every family need to be making preparation in this time. Again, flee to the mountain. Those that and this is a warning that Yeshua was giving, that the cities in particular are not safe, and this is where the rootical element of Rastafari comes into play. I and I connection with the earth, countryside for the next 10 years. You know what I mean? It's a great investment for I and I to be out of the cities, come out of the cities globally as Rastafari and rally, build our natural ecosystem, and we can always go into the cities to do business. But in terms of the base, this is something that Rastafari around the world are part of the preparation. And again, I'm going to get into 5 things that we need to do to prepare, practical things that we need to do no matter where you are on earth, to prepare for the times that are coming. Where else are you getting this content, family? Nowhere else but Rastafari Independent Non-Aligned Media. Big up the Lion Pride. Again, big up everyone who has brought us. We have just hit 3,000 subscribers. If you're new to the channel, Welcome to the Lion Voice Network. We do interviews, reasoning. We have special programming. We just had an episode of Lion Love with Empress Kishela. What a beautiful sister and a beautiful soul. I want to just share because we are bringing the relationship. Yes, Armageddon and all of these things are happening, but if we don't repair the family, the basic building block of the society, everything we do is in vain. We can store food, we can do everything, but if our family mash up, then the nation mash up. So here we are about the reparation, the repair of the black family, and we're reasoning with the Sistren for Lion Love. 4 episodes so far. Empress Kishela is the latest. So if you haven't seen it, just take a little prips of Empress Kishela.
Characteristics. Well, number one, I would say this: he has to be submitted to Christ. I'm not following no man if you're not, because
Okay.
that's dangerous.
So he has to be a Christian. You don't care the denomination, but he has to be Christian.
I wouldn't necessarily say Christian, but you need to be under God. Everybody has to have a headship, even a man.
Okay.
'Cause if
So a
you don't, we're
Rastafari
not-
brethren has a chance. That's what I'm trying to find out. Does a Rastafari brethren have a chance? Because I want to
Yes.
save you.
Yes, if he under his headship or under, God's rulership.
All right.
We don't want no crazy jokers.
All right.
Characteristic: someone who is gentle,
Yes.
selfless.
Mm-hmm.
We need a warrior because when it's time to fight, I think
Protection.
prayer should be number one. I want to be able to pray with him.
Mighty. So the item can see, and we also had a nice live where we were talking about Rastafari independent non-aligned media featuring none other than Breadlocks, the article Dreadlocks, iYard Radio get a feature. So we give thanks for that. That took place. What a joy for reason with the brethren. We're going to be bringing on all of the different players within the Rastafari independent non-aligned media space for outer views so that the item can get familiar and the item can meet the ones. It's not just I, and I would never come here and just pretend like it's I when His Majesty call us to organize and centralize and call us to collective security. I wouldn't do that to the item. That is not the intention. Petty difference get kicked away. You notice on this platform you don't hear no mix up, no little petty difference. If anybody bring up a grievance, we're trying to build a bridge. This is not the platform, and we know there are a whole heap of divisions within Rastafari. I'm not naive to that. I'm a frontline worker. However, this is not the platform for that. When you go to Chinese media, you don't know who no like who. When you go to Eastern European media, you don't know who no like who within FIDEM internal governance. So it's the same thing with Rastafari independent non-aligned media. We keep certain things to ourselves, we work it out. This platform, we're highlighting the excellence of I&I. We're highlighting the good things. So again, big up 3,000 plus Lion Pride. We're racing toward 5,000 subscribers. I'm trying to get 100 people in the Patreon by September 11th. The time is going fast. We're only at 14 right now. I need the strength of the family. We're trying to get to 100 people, and now I've been getting calls from brethren saying, yes, I'm going to support. So I know say some of my good brethren them it's just the circumstance of life why they have not, and they've communicated that with I. But there are so many more of the item that watch the platform, and we're just saying for the cost of that Starbucks, that sweetie, whatever, like a $5-10 a month, $25. Big up the $25 members of the Lion Pride who do the $25 a month. Big up yourselves because it greatly appreciate loved and needed. But to the ones them that are out there that love the platform because we get the messages, just consider investing so that we can scale and we can bring more, we can raise the quality. The vision, we want to build a full production studio on the continent, producing Rastafari centered content. That's where we are going with this. So if you want to support the vision, you want to be here from early, cause it will happen. I'm not gonna quit. And the item have seen the steady growth. We have over 700 pieces of content on the platform to show. That's the resume to show that we're serious about this. We've interviewed ones from all over the creation. I have some powerful interviews put on that are coming, that we are in the process of editing and bringing to the family. Just interviewed a brethren in Ethiopia, legendary episode that come. So much taking place. So stay tuned, family. If you have not subscribed yet and this is your first time watching, make sure you subscribe, like, share. And I'm asking the Lion Pride, because we're creating a vibration within the Rastafari family, in the Pan-African family, the Lion Pride. I want the item to be active, because I'm an actionist. So if you're part of the Lion Pride, the whole of it active and action oriented. So if you're part of the Lion Pride, please, in the comment section, just let us know where you're watching from. Let us start this culture. So when people see the videos, they can look in the comments and see that the Lion Pride is global. Make we flex a little bit as we build our vibration. Put your location in the comments. Check in so I know it's living people watching the video then.
Yes, and we're going to continue with the trend of the comment of the strong. We don't say weak over here, we say strong. If you're new to the channel, we have to get used to some of the Rastafari talk. So the comment of the strong goes to, I think it's Stam 2024. Big up yourself. They say Haile Selassie, the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah, is the Almighty, and the world cannot deny he's the root of David. He's the world's biggest mystery. I agree. Big up yourself. I love these type of comments. Lion Pride, show up in the comments, please and thank you. Again, this is a living tradition, and we also say in Rastafari, Jaja never send you figure watch and peep. So make we know say you're there, make the rest of the family know you're here. Comment where you're from, leave a comment, and I may be selected for comment of the strong. So big up yourself, Stam 2024 every time. Bless up.
And please, let us share this near and far, because this is a very important video, especially historically. When we look forward on this video, you will see say with the depth on top of things in the Armageddon, as our elders were always. And remember, I feel blessed to have sat at the foot of so many great elders. So the schooling I have and the responsibility that I'm on generation have is to continue what the elders them put on as a landmark. So join us in the Patreon. Big up the Ubuntu Lion Pride, which is brethren, who may not do the monthly, but when them have it, they give a attribution. And if your attribution is more than $50 US, then you get on the Ubuntu Lion Pride, and that's a permanent position. So once you even give one contribution over that $50 US, you get a lifetime. And when we build a physical studio, we're going to immortalize some of these things. And I said the first 100 people in the Patreon, I'm going to take a snapshot, and we're going to figure out a way to immortalize the first 100 of the family that saw this vision. When we become that multi-million-dollar production studio. And I'm confident, because I know what Rastafari is worth out there. I have that ability. If BT can do it, if Volt can do it, all of these different platforms, what can I do? If we believe in I self and invest in I self. This is what we have to have, that confidence and I have it. So we give thanks again. The first 100 people who are in the Patreon, Lion Pride and Patreon, will be immortalized. You know, if we build a physical studio or some other way, we will find a way to immortalize that first 100. So become part of that history as we rise Rastafari, independent, non-aligned media. And when people ask, what is Rastafari doing? You say, well, I'm Naya Bingi, or I'm Bobo Shanti, or I'm 12 Tribe, but I'm also a part of the Lion Pride. And watch the Lion Voice Network, and you can see what Rastafari doing around the world. We have something now we can show. You know what I mean? We have doctors, PhDs, lawyers, grassroots organizers, chemical engineers, you name the profession, we can show the excellence of Rastafari. This is the platform where we're doing that. So big up everyone who has supported. Big up Ras LIDJ, Ramia King Design. When you see me a sip, I'm sipping out of the tumbler from Ramia King Design. Big up CMAS Life and all of the family. Alright, so we are finished with the housekeeping. We have to do that because crowdfunding is the only way we stay truly independent as media. If we rely on sponsors, as the subscriber count goes, then sponsors become interested to get access to your audience. But if we rely just on sponsorship, then when that big check stops, then all of the production and things that you're funding with that also stop, and sponsors can stop for any reason if they don't like what you're saying. So the only way to really stay truly independent is the crowd audience funded model, and that's why you see every video I'm chanting this. I know we're not used to it as Rastafari of supporting, you know, this is new, but how do we make history without taking the risk, without putting ourselves out there? We have to do that, and we're in historic times, so I'm not afraid to step out to make that history with the help of the IDEM. So give thanks. 14 fire angels globally have come together to invest so far in the platform. We want to get it to 100 by September 11th. So if you're watching this, visit the Patreon, become part of the Lion Pride on Patreon. All right. So let us get into the topic. 5 things to do this coming Armageddon struggle. All right. Number 1 thing that you have to do is the mindset. Big up Ija Star, the mindset. And we have an Ija Star interviewer come, so stay tuned for that. We have to get your mind ready. The business as usual, go to work, come home, sit down, watch TV, burn a chalice, burn a spliff, roll up this, that, and you just go through. You have to change that mindset. You have to be forward thinking, especially the Rastafari man. Our role is leadership of the family, so we as the man have to be making those preparations. Even if the queen is, you know, dealing with the practical day-to-day, taking care of the youth, them, we supposed to have that far eye. And for the sister in them trying without a brethren, then the item have to take that far eye vision and how are you gonna survive if everything quadruple in the grocery store. You know what I mean? So your mindset, you have to open yourself. We are spiritual beings. So I always have to start with that spirit. Root yourself, you know what I mean, with other like-minded individuals, and that's part of that mindset change. So change from that individual survival that I revert to when things get tough. A lot of us break off and we just put our head down and work. That's not going to be feasible when things hit the fan. The communities that come together are the communities that will do the best. Those individuals, yes, it can work for a time, but how far can you go by yourself? This is what you have to ask. So the mindset, number 1, is start to prepare your mindset for being uncomfortable, for preparation. Anything can happen, any card can play. We saw it with COVID. Never in our wildest dream did most people think that the whole earth could shut down at one time. Our elders told us that, and we listen and we say, all right, when the door is closed in Babylon, you can't move, and boom, boom. And we live and see it, and that was just a test run. So, mindset. And part of that mindset again is identifying community. So with the mindset is um, collective security. So switching the mindset from an individual Western ideal to a communal community mindset. And that requires mapping. Who in your area have like mind? When you reason with brethren and sistren, do you have 10 brethren and sistren who are, on the same vibration? You need to link with them, call a meeting, and establish some basic framework in terms of emergency planning, and we'll talk about that. But that is the mindset. So the mindset from from individual to communal. Number one, important preparation for this Armageddon World War III that's coming. Number two, create an emergency plan. Once you've identified your little tribe, your little community, the item need to come together and create an what's going to happen if the grocery store shut down? What's the move? If your local, martial law, road them block things, how are the elders going to be dealt with? What's the education plan? And remember, COVID, we weren't prepared. You know what I mean? So we had to just deal with it, however individuals deal with the thing. I know a lot of brethren and sistren who didn't have the greatest time in COVID, but a lot of it was caused by isolation. You know what I mean? They had to keep their job and they didn't feel like they had anything to fall forward on. If we had a strong community, then ones would be able to step out of Babylon with confidence, knowing they can still maintain their family. Everyone have their choice to make. However, I'm saying that emergency plan. Let us not wait till things hit the fan. Let us create emergency plan, and within that is the repatriation plan, your individual family repatriation plan, and the communal repatriation plan. A lot of us, it's going to be tough to realize repatriation individually because we barely can pay rent. But if we have a community, we have 10 people, then guess what? Each person put up $150. We have a plane ticket. We can send a one to the continent to go scout out. And maybe for buy land, we can all put up a 500 US or wherever we are, whatever the currency exchange, and we can buy some land. We can start do some things. We can invest in a business. We can start do something that is business. And I recommend agribusiness right now, things that deal with food sovereignty for the Ras Tafari family, and anything that's outside of the city. We have to invest in industry that not relying in the city, because again, it's a flee from the cities during this dreadful time. This is a warning from Yeshua, who is Majesty point to for I and I to follow as an example. So agribusiness, how are you gonna make money if everything shut down? Can you feed yourself, clothe yourself? All of these things should be in your plan. So as a collective, I and I can hold a niche of food production, security, water, anything within these realms is great, essential services, but all of that should be in the repatriation plan. Number 3 is emergency storage. So part of that plan, both on an individual level and a communal level, is that storage. Storing things like toilet paper, soap, toothpaste, dry goods, so that if the grocery store clothes, you still can feed yourself and get those essential, and you're not breaking the bank. It say without the mark you cannot buy nor sell. So you imagine the cost of everything is so important, and you have to get a voucher or something for get a ease, for get food, to feed your family. But to get this thing, you have to take this whatever them want you take, or get this implanted for cut out fraud or whatever they potentially solution that they have. If you don't have food and these things stored, you're at the whims of this global agenda. And trust me, we don't want to be the ones who are chanting, the Armageddon, and then Armageddon come down, and we and the same sheep, them, in the same pen. Lion and sheep can't in the same pen. You understand? That's why the lion pride. This is for the lion pride. Lot of ones will look and say, boy, some fear mongering you there on Ras, man. Nothing now go. Look how long Israel and them man there. But there are certain circumstances that there's no turning back from where the man them are go with this thing. And I've said that for months. And I've not been proven wrong. Is escalation after escalation, descent into depravity. And I don't touch Ukraine and the land war in Europe, which is also of grave concern in terms of collapsing the global economy. It's fragile right now, family. So the de-dollarization, when the US dollar collapse, the whole West are going to feel it, because the whole West is under the US sphere of influence, and dollars have been printing like sand for over 20 years, and the global BRICS countries them are doing transactions without the dollar. So that means that all of them dollars were overseas that have been stored up are going to come forward. Inflation, hyperinflation. So again, storage. While the dollar have value, we need to be acquiring goods, acquiring land, acquiring hard assets, food, water, converting this fiat currency into these things so that when the collapse, we can still survive. Those who are planning to stay in the West, because enough people now plan to repatriate. So this also applies for those who are staying in the West, and for I and I that plan to trad. Either way, these things apply because it's global. This thing is going to affect the whole earth as it comes down. So collective storage. Number 4, crucial, and this could be even number 2 after the mindset, is physical fitness. Enough of we are out of shape. Enough of we have big belly. Enough of we overweight. Gideon come and you have to sprint because bomber jump or whatever go on, you can't do it. Ready. Look at the people in Gaza who are in the cities of Gaza where people are bombed every, this you have to get up, you have to move here. That wears down the goodie. If you're not in shape, you're going to drop out very quickly if you find yourself in one of these situations. So anything can happen, particularly if you're in the cities. You need to be fit. So as Ras Tafari, a lot of us get weary as we get older, and not I, because we keep the structure. That's one of my thing. We use a 6-pack over here. That is a must. However, a lot of ones don't have that discipline there. Fasting, crucial. I fast every Monday. Just liquid fast. These things are great. Intermittent fasting. These things are great. After a certain time, you don't eat no food. Take off the pounds. Fitness, run, cardio. I sprint up hills. Important. Make sure you still have these abilities into your golden years. And if you're young, then you maintain and you start. But fitness, if you're overweight, and we know it's a sensitive topic, because enough of we overweight. Now is the time to start getting healthy. And number 5 is the repatriation plan. What is your plan come out of her, my people. You know what I mean? These are the things that I think for Rastafari, and I put repatriation different than emergency, because emergency plan, although it include repatriation, it can, you know what I mean? It's also more for your local situation. So, does it make sense, family? 5 things that you need to do. What did I miss? I know we have some people far in advance preparation who know what me I talk about. Put it in the comments. Let us have the reasoning. Why? Because the time must come for the lions and the lionesses to tell our own story. And this is the Lion's Voice.
The second beast was given the power to give breath unto the image of the first beast so that the image could speak and cause all who refused to worship the image to be killed. It also forced the people great and small, rich and poor, free and slave to receive the mark on their right hands and in their forehead. Gone down in the new world order, new world order. Have to work harder, have to pray harder. Babylon them coming with them microchip, and them prison cell that's new slave ship. New world order, new world order. Have to work harder, have to pray harder. Babylon them coming with them microchip, and them video game that's new matrix. It's a new world order. Them start bleaching, diverse doctrine. Them start preaching. Angels for the stars they reaching. They're falling, never hear the lion calling. New world order, them fight against the poor. Machine and robot that sweep them floor. Machine and robot that run them stores. So them create disease ones without any cure. The new world order, new world order. Have to work harder, have to pray harder. Babylon them coming with them microchip, and them prison cell that's new slave ship. New world order, new world order. Have to work harder, have to pray harder. Babylon them coming with them microchip, and them video game that's new matrix. It's a new world order. Them pan cell phone. Families don't even talk in their home. Village farmers get murdered by drones. Village mistress get murdered by stones. New world, so you better call Tyrone. Tell him prepare to use the whole earth a war zone. New world, Satan lost for the throne, so we must exit us and leave him alone.